All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
I'm Seabass.
Seabass.
Wow, look at this kid.
What if I just didn't say anything?
Huh?
What if I just didn't say anything? Just
We
left it as
probably
is.
should have done that and had him say something.
Right.
We were like, who's that?
No, people would have been like, hey, that's
sounds about right.
We're glad you're back, son.
Thanks for that.
All right. So, you missed a lot last week. Talked a lot about Tony's adventures, things that we had going on. We left off with Tony in telling us about his New York adventure. He had gone to the Twin Tower Memorial, did a little walk around. Dude, when he was explaining that, totally see you enjoying the shit out of it. Not what it's about, but just the history of it. You know what I mean? It was really kind of cool.
I imagine it's very akin to Pearl Harbor, if not heavier.
From what he was saying, it was to me. I would assume that it's heavier. I've never been to the Pearl Harbor one either.
I would assume it is too, just because of the amount they've collected and put on display, and the technology. One of the things I was telling your dad or saying was, they had different stages of actual times of day,
Oh shit!
and they had telephones that you could actually listen. You flick the receiver, and you could hear people that were like calling 911, like the recordings and stuff. So that was, I think technology also plays a part in regards to the amount of stuff they had to offer, so you could actually really put yourself
Interact.
there.
Like, we sit and as people from outside of it, you think about, what that horror must have been like. And you can never really put your finger on it. You can never really kind of know. And I'm sure that those phone calls took you that much closer to knowing the true horror that those people went through.
Well, shit. You talk about having a different perspective. I was, that was September of 01, so I would have been 1, right? 1 going on 2.
Yep.
I was 2 years old. 1 almost 2 years old when that happened.
Yep.
And hearing about it later, it's like, where was I at?
Well, did we talk about like me? I was actually trying to call like my uncle in New York, the one I actually went to go visit this visit, and like couldn't get through because all the
phone lines.
the phone lines were down, the satellites and stuff. So we had no idea what was going on out there. Just sat in front of the TV all day.
I watched that coverage so much that I became almost depressed. Like, because you don't know how to feel about it. Like, and maybe that's a misrepresentation, and I don't mean it that way, but like, you can't consume it. You can't put it into perspective, and you can't, unless you're there, you don't really know. You know what I mean? And you're sitting there and you're watching all this shit unfold. And I remember watching or fell, and people were they were running away, and people were opening the doors to their business.
Yeah.
Trying to let them in while that plume of cement and dust was chasing them like that movie Fog, like they're trying to run at it. Oh my God, dude. I mean, I couldn't live in a big city. Period. Like, I couldn't live in Hayward. Was probably about the closest I could get to a big city. L.A., New York, all those big cities like that. I just couldn't. There's just too many people, right? And then you can't, like, running down the street, knowing what's coming behind you, and not being able to see anything but buildings to the side of you. It's like there's no escape. Like, you're in it, and you got to fucking figure it out. There's here it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking, whoo, that like claustrophobic almost. You know what I mean?
I don't think there was internet back then, was there?
Oh yeah, it was the beginning of it. Like, it was like early stages of it.
Right. So we were just going on by what the TV was telling us, and I don't know how long it took for them to say it was an actual terrorist attack.
It was pretty immediate, because we started getting phone calls early in the morning. Like once, hey, wake up, turn on the TV, look at the news. And me and their mom sat in the bed watching that shit almost all day, like just immersed in it. And I was like, dude, I don't want to go to work at the radio station. Like, how am I supposed to be happy and jolly and not? Like, how do I address this? Like, where do you go with that? You know what I mean? So,
Well, and I'd imagine too that it would be like you were up here, and then they'd have you talk about it. So
yeah.
you're down here, and then right after that break, you got to be right back up top. Like,
yeah, that's
impossible.
Yeah, that was really it was a really weird time, and I couldn't imagine for the people that actually lived in New York at the time, because your uncle's an hour outside of the city. You said, right?
Hour and a half. Well, no, at that time, he was still probably an hour. He's in the Bronx at that point.
But even then, like, he still had to because the immenseness of that situation had to hit him. There's no way that you could sit an hour away and be, oh, fuck it, that's happening in New York, whatever. You know what I mean? That's still, you had to, because New York's the lifeline, right?
Right.
So how do you, no matter what, if you're right outside of that, you're feeling it. You know. And he probably had friends that were in the city or had to go to the city to work or did shit like that, right?
He probably did. I can't remember the conversations we've had about it, to be honest with you. He did tell me, though, a friend of his is fucked up. A friend of his, because people outside of the city, of course, were in the streets, like watching TVs through, let's say, windows of businesses. And,
like of electronic stores.
Yeah, and somebody had pulled up either on a regular bike or on a motorcycle. I can't remember. And the dude was like, "I'm out of here." He stole it in a sense because the guy got off and started watching the TV on the sidewalk.
Right.
He just jumped on it and took off.
He said, "I'm out. I'm dipping." And I would assume that would be. I'd have probably done that shit. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I don't know how much further I would have gotten on a bike, but back then, probably further. I was in better shape than I am now. But Jesus, that's just a whole lot to consume, a whole lot to try to dissect and figure out. But I don't know if I could have picked up the phone to listen, like being in at the memorial. And could you imagine?
You don't even have to pick up the phone. You can hear those calls on YouTube.
Ugh. Could you imagine being a 911 dispatcher in the city of New York that day? You have to worry about all your family and a cop or a firefighter. Like, you're worrying about your family, but you got to make sure that the public gets to safety. And
what about any other calls that came in that had nothing to do with that?
Yeah.
All the resources were there.
Yeah.
If a woman was going into labor, well, she's not going to get an ambulance.
So I'm going to change gears real quick because, we talk about this and they always pitch this to people in California. Oh, the big one's coming. The big one's coming. Earthquake's coming. It's around the corner, blah, blah, blah. And when all this rain started coming down, I was having a conversation with somebody, I don't even remember who it was, and I told them this is going to be the season of earthquakes for us because, you have all these, the tectonic plates that are sitting on top of each other that maybe don't have as much water as before, right? Because we depleted the earth. So now you're adding all this water and it's going to make these plates shift, or one that's on a peak or teetering could slip because of the water, or if a part of it's floating and shifting, it's going to make it easier to move. Today, about 2:00 in Northern California, and it affected Oregon, I think all the way up to Seattle, they said, on the fault line right here. What's the
San Andreas?
The San Andreas fault.
There was a literal movie made about it.
4.7 a 4.7 earthquake hit in Northern California
at 2:00.
Nothing.
At 2:00. Well, it was enough to shake the shit out of 2 states.
The only reason I
three,
asked,
you said.
The only reason I asked is because my wife and I were eating dinner. She thought she felt an earthquake,
It's possible.
and I was like, I looked at the fan to see if it would start rocking because it wasn't on,
Right.
or swinging or what have you. And no, I was like, I don't think so.
They said that along that same line, because it runs all the way through here. It's only on the other side of this hill. Where it starts. And they said that we should hit, if it hits, it could be up to a 9.7. And I'm telling you, and even if it doesn't hit a 9.7, do you guys have stuff ready? I know you're not really like a prepper or a believer of shit like that, but do you feel like it's time for you to prep?
No,
Not at all.
no.
So you won't buy any extra water or anything else. You're just gonna. I mean, I know you're good on Hostess shit because I saw that last night at your party. You brought out a stack of Hostess stuff, but like, do you feel like if an earthquake came and you didn't have access to water, you didn't have access to, groceries like you normally would you guys be able to hang on for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Do we still have electricity? Do we still have
It
gas?
might be sporadic, and the gas, as soon as you have an earthquake, that's how you're supposed to shut it off. So I don't know. Let's say no.
So it's okay. So the microwave still works.
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay, and the refrigerator still works.
As far as we know, yeah.
Okay, so yes, I'll be good for a week, maybe 2. I can say 2 because we would like ration. So yeah, I would say 2 weeks.
You think so?
Yeah, we got frozen burritos, we got frozen hamburger patties. I mean,
Hey, don't start telling everybody what you got, because there's gonna be some people that aren't prepped out for a week and a half. Don't make yourself a target, son.
I mean, and canned soups. We got we got stuff like that. Sure.
But not extra. You don't carry extra water. Do you buy bottled water?
When we have a party, yes.
And that's the only time?
When we buy it, yeah. I mean, we carry it for guests, but it's not like we have a case sitting there ready for anything. We'll get a case or 2 or 3 when we have a get together.
Right.
But no, we don't have bottled water like that.
What about toilet paper?
Yeah, when we
That
make
seemed to
our
be
Costco runs.
Seems to be the thing that everybody runs to. What do you feel, Sebastian, that we're deficient on when you look at what we have here at the house?
Ammunition.
Shit. You're right.
Probably non-perishables. Because I'm not eating MREs during an earthquake.
Isn't it the point of getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not those. They're all weird, like vegan shit.
Hold on, time out. Whoa,
I'm a
whoa.
little concerned with this.
Yeah, because
So, all that
hold
shit
on. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because
Go
it
ahead,
was
everybody
ready to
attack
be-
me at once.
It was ready to be eaten during a zombie apocalypse, but
Okay.
which is not
Look. Earthquake? Here.
okay.
Zombie apocalypse fucking here. They're like
Which
2
is-
feet apart, my hands, by the way.
And
Earthquake is down.
Okay.
And zombie I'll eat, yeah. MREs is good in the zombie apocalypse, but
But you understand that stuff won't be, because roads are going to be tore up. Shit's going to be. They're not going to be able to pump gas.
let me
They're not gonna be able to-
rephrase then. I'll start with the non-perishables and work my way to MREs. Is that better?
Right. Well, no. I mean, obviously, whatever we have in the fridge and all that shit, we're going to do first. But that's what that shit's for. If it's something that's long, for the long run, we have that shit just in case.
Okay, so let me ask you
Not
this:
like there's going to be a fucking earthquake and hey, go grab a packet of soup. And
Yeah,
your MREs, not including that, how long could you go? Right now,
like 2 days.
No, we have.
Hey, you can't get nothing on DoorDash right now? No, Dad.
Because I don't feel like fucking cooking.
Yeah.
So. But then that's
see, you're in worse trouble than I am in regards to food.
No, we have plenty of MREs.
I said excluding that.
He did say excluding that.
Oh, excluding that?
Yes.
We probably have about a week and a half worth of food.
Week and a half?
Yeah. Because we have plenty of meat, bacon, sausage,
Okay.
all kinds of shit in that little freezer.
We've got pounds of ground beef and shit.
Oh, that's
so-
right. You got that freezer.
Hell yeah. We good. We got water. I got, if shit happens, I'm going to take one of them 5-gallon bottles from work. Whatever we need to do. I was actually thinking about, so, I don't know, and I know you really don't believe any of this shit, but I'm going to say it anyways. Like eggs. They were working on Japan, and it was Bill Gates's company. They're working on making synthetic eggs. So they got them to where they're almost where you can't tell the difference between one made in a lab and one that came out of a chicken's butt, right? So the difference though is when you're cooking them, the shells seem a little bit thinner. And I don't know how often you boil eggs, but if you boil eggs, they shouldn't crack when you're boiling them. Lately, probably like the last month and a half, eggs have started to crack and leak out some of the egg and boil that way. They're a little harder to peel than they were before. So I might take out the chairs that are here and pull up that grass, that fake grass, and put a chicken coop and grow my own chickens and have my own eggs. You think I'm playing? Shit.
You are playing.
Buy me some overalls and call that shit a day.
That is not going to happen.
Why?
Because you don't wake up until...
Not if there's a fucking rooster 5 feet from
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're going to be like, what did I do? Because when that sun comes up...
The rooster's going first and we're having chicken for dinner.
When that sun comes up and you hear that... You're going to be like, what did I do?
Then I'll get up and I'll go outside.
He'll have to YouTube how to wring the neck.
I'll see all the fresh chicken eggs out there. Oh, yeah, that's why. Go out there with my little basket picking eggs. Have you ever seen a chicken lay an egg?
No.
Dude, it's the craziest shit. Like, we had, so when I was a kid, we'd have them there at my dad's house, mom and dad's. And we had, their little perch. So they would sit, and they're supposed to put their ass back towards where the trough was at, right? So we had like hay or sawdust shit in there so that they could lay the egg and it would fall in there. Well, this chicken was facing the other way around. So when she dropped the egg, it landed on the edge of the piece of wood. The egg was L-shaped. Because when they come out soft. And so if there's any kind of obstruction, it'll shape to whatever that obstruction was, and then it gets hard within a couple of seconds. You know what I mean? But they come out soft. It's the weirdest shit ever.
One of my kids is one of his teachers from high school. He asked me to do some work at his house. He had issues with his pool. So I went over there and he told me how to get in and all that kind of good stuff. So obviously I got through, went to the backyard and saw this little fort. And I was like, oh, that's cool, It was kind of small, but I was like, oh, whatever. And I'm walking to his pool equipment, and all of a sudden these chickens come running around. Scared the shit out of me. And I was like, man, what am I doing here? And it was a coop.
Right.
I was like, I can't believe this.
And chickens can't fly per se, but they can get off the ground and kind of soar at you. You know what I mean? Dude, if you got to get into like the chicken coop to get the eggs, it's kind of scary being in there with all these chickens. Because they're all, and especially if you have a couple cocks in there, because they do what cocks do. They put out their chest and they walk around.
Are they protective over their eggs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Some of them are. Some of the hens are. But more the roosters over the hens. Because they could, it's their fucking run. It's their hen house. What are you doing?
Right.
the fuck you doing with my kids? You know what I mean? Oh, here come the man again. But I would, good. I'm glad that you guys have enough to last that long. You should probably think about doing a little extra just in case, just for the next few months, maybe, just in case some shit happens.
The last time I was told to do that, I didn't listen. And it worked out in my favor, so I think I'm a...
Was that Y2K?
Yes.
That was different, though. I'm talking about the earth splitting open and swallowing.
Yeah, but a couple of
half
months
of
ago,
California.
we was talking about, zombies coming in, you guys being prepared for that, so...
Well,
I'm good, homie.
They, there was another thing that I saw. They, a couple of years ago, I guess they found a dragon frozen. And they took the DNA and they mixed it with a couple of different lizards, like what are the water ones that...
Jesus lizards? That's what I call them.
Jesus lizards?
The ones that run on water?
Yeah, kind of like those. They're the other ones. So,
Geckos?
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 Yeah. They mixed it with one of those. They mixed it with...
Are you talking about a frog?
No. And then they mixed it with a Komodo dragon. And
That one you can say.
And I guess the one that they mixed with the Komodo dragon created a really powerful saliva, and the saliva apparently
It's
some of the shit that
venomous.
was eaten was putting things in a zombie-like state where it would die and it would come back and it would still try to attack. And apparently the zombie bit, or the fucking lizard bit one of the doctors, and they have the doctor put away somewhere, just keeping an eye on him and make sure that it doesn't fucking turn him and we're right into the fucking apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's shit going on all over, bro. You don't even fucking... world is crazy right now.
I call bullshit, but that's okay.
That's it. That's cool.
But in regards to the earthquakes, I'm not going to say that, we're going to be prone to an earthquake this year, like you're saying. But I've always heard that when a big one comes, this city is going to split.
Well,
Palm Springs is going to be a beach.
I normally don't, because we've heard that our whole fucking life
Yeah.
living here, right? Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
But the amount of water that dropped over this last 6 months makes sense, and there's been a lot of small earthquakes happening from, Calexico all the way up north, that give reason to believe that it's more possible now because of the water saturation. I'm telling you, dude, something's coming. I feels it. I said it when it started to rain, and it was continuous for days and showing all the flooding. There's going to be a big one. There's going to be a big one coming. All this water gets under the ground, hits them plates. It's over. It's over. All right, so New York. You went to New York because your Uncle Domingo was having his birthday.
Surprise 50th, yes.
And you went to go visit. You were in the way back of the restaurant that they had it at. He was really surprised to see you guys. The next night, you guys were...
Actually, I think we ended
Was it
there.
that same night
Yeah.
that you went back?
We went back to the hotel, and we were, like I said, the hotel, the restaurant area turns into a club. And sure enough, when we got back, it was popping. It was a trip. My kids, they were tired. The music was not to their standards, because it was our music.
Okay, so it was more 80s, 90s?
It was more 80s hip-hop, because it was New York, of course.
Oh, right.
So just my wife and I went over there. And it was cool because maybe, let's say, 50, 60 people. Well, it was a good amount of people, but it was a big area.
Right.
So we were able to get a seat. Servers was good. Servers came, gave us drinks. Danced a little. So it was cool. Ended the night there. The next morning, my son was leaving on that Sunday. He had a short trip. So the next day, we went to my uncle's for breakfast. Got New York bagels, stuff like that, and chilled at his house.
When you eat bagels, do you eat them with like the smoked salmon or whatever it is?
I don't. It's lox.
Lox,
Yeah.
bagels and lox.
No, my wife does. I don't like it.
No, yeah, I'm right there with you. I wouldn't even
Really?
try it. Yeah, just the smell of it, I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fishy person.
Yeah, it doesn't look right to me. So
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm not doing it.
Have you ever tried lox and bagels? Bagels
No.
and lox?
They say it's good. Well, my wife, everyone that eats it says it's very good.
No, you have to because you're eating it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? All right, so what else?
Isn't lox? It's raw, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's not raw. It's smoked.
Okay.
It's smoked salmon. So it's not like on a fire, but it's just smoke off the grill.
Okay. I'm not sure. I don't think they had bagels and lox. It was just bagels and just basic stuff because
Schmear.
yeah. Let me see. So we had a tough time figuring out what we wanted to do.
So did you take your son to the hospital? Did you take him to the airport? Or
No, that was in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So
Did you take him or did he find an Uber or something?
Yeah, he wound up taking an Uber, but that's kind of a story in itself as well.
Go ahead.
So we were debating on whether going like to the Statue of Liberty because nephew wanted to take his old lady and daughter there. We were just talking about going into the city, walking around. Well, it got to where it got too late to do stuff like the Statue of Liberty because you kind of need to make a reservation, get there early, stuff like that.
Why didn't you guys go to the TRL window? Is TRL even out still?
MTV?
Yeah.
Do they even have their offices there still?
I don't know. I don't see why they would. They don't do anything with music anyways.
That's true. TRL. So we were just gonna go. We were actually gonna go to the Empire State Building because that you don't need a reservation. It's just it's like a ride in a sense. So we went and we were gonna take a train into the city. So when we got to the train station, because the train station is maybe 10 minutes from my uncle's house.
Okay, so when you say train, is it like above the round, woo woo, or are you talking
No,
like
subway.
Subway? Okay.
Yeah. So we missed when we got there, we missed the train going. So we were going to have to wait another half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
At that point, my son was going to take the train to the airport as well, if I remember correctly. And he wound up having to take an Uber to the airport.
Okay.
So we just had the Uber pick him up at the train station.
How, comparing LAX to, what is it, Kennedy?
We flew into Kennedy, yes.
How difficult is it to get in and out of?
Much easier. I don't know the last time you've been to LAX. Dude, it's horrible.
Really?
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
won't
worst.
go if anybody's in
Dude, don't even.
Ontario. That's it.
Yeah. Don't even. And, my wife and I, when we fly, I should say, it's Palm Springs. Because it's not worth 2 hours driving to LA and all that madness to save X amount of dollars.
Right.
You're wasting more time than it's worth. And
okay.
LAX is horrible. Anyways, the last episode, my old lady got on me because I couldn't remember exactly when my son showed up or anything, if you remember.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, I don't even remember when he got there. He got there on that Friday? No, that Thursday night. No, that Friday night. When we were in the hotel in Manhattan where the dude was shooting up.
Right.
But when he showed up, I was actually taking a nap. So when I woke up, he was there,
That's why
which
you
was
didn't
cool.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason why I didn't remember how I said that night we went like to bars and stuff, he wasn't with us. That's why I couldn't remember when he showed up. Well, he's got friends that live in New York. So he was like, yo, I'm going out with my buddies. We're going to dinner and going to hit some clubs. And we were like, yeah, but we're here together. He was like, deuces, I'm out.
I'm making
like,
my
all
own money.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
That's why I didn't remember, because he had already left.
Okay.
So we went into the city. Finally got the train. Went into the city. Went to the Empire State Building. I was there 10 years ago when my uncle turned 40. We went out there for his 40th birthday.
Okay.
And Empire State Building is a lot more of a tourist attraction now, where they have stuff like they would at Disneyland or Magic Mountain, meaning like pictures. You know, you could take a picture and they can actually change the background.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
They have one thing that I remember they had was King Kong, like a fake King Kong with a big ass arm.
Right.
For a photo op. Like you go into his arm as if he's picking you up. That's type of deal.
Cool.
Yeah. More of a 360 view before you actually get to the top. You know, you're up there because the elevator only goes so far, and then you got to take another elevator.
And
It's a
you
trip.
have to walk a certain amount of stairs too, right? Like it doesn't go.
No, it goes straight to. There's a second elevator that goes up to the last like 4 floors or something like that. Yeah.
How many stories?
That I don't know.
You don't remember? Okay.
No.
Did they? I've never been there, but I'm assuming at some point it was a concrete floor. Is it still a concrete floor when you get to the very top, or did they change it to glass too?
No, that's concrete. Yeah, you
it-
can't look down. Yeah, it's up there, kid. I mean, you could actually look at New Jersey from there, stuff like that. It's high.
Really?
But, you know, the funny thing is it's one of those things that when you're up there and you see everything, you're like, okay, let's go back down. You know what I mean?
No, but it's super windy up there, right? It's
yeah.
not like
Yeah. And cold.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're higher up, so it makes sense. But yeah, because everything we've ever seen, even like on God damn it, I knew that was gonna happen. The movie with Poseidon's son.
Sleepless in
Percy
Seattle.
Jackson?
There you go. When they were fighting the kid with the Achilles.
Achilles?
Yeah, and they were up at the top. It was windy then too. I've never been there, so that's all I can.
When's the last time we saw that movie?
I don't know, when did it come out? We
Too
still
long
had the square
ago.
TV, not the one with the flat screen.
I don't even think we watched it on there.
I don't know. I saw a clip of it the other day. That's why I remember.
I'm sure.
So came back down. Pretty much called it a night at that point. Went back to my uncle's. Actually, that night we went back to my uncle's. We wound up ordering some Chinese food at a spot. Brought it back, and we stayed up talking, telling old stories and stuff.
So, like, I don't know New York. I've never been there. But every time you watch a movie, each ethnicity has its own portion of the city, right? So, like, where the Irish hang out, where the Italians hang out, where Puerto Ricans,
Right.
Where blah blah blah, right? So, and there's probably like a Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
So when you go there, do you order your Chinese food from Chinatown to make sure that
No,
the
because
Batavia-
that's an actual like different part of an area, like a city in
okay?
a sense. There's like Little Italy, where like obviously that's where most of the Italians hang out. There's Chinatown, or is that San Francisco?
San Francisco's Chinatown.
Okay, well they have they'll have their own Chinatown in a sense, but it's not like it's in every area or every city. They just have a Chinese restaurant
Okay.
that they go to.
Thought I'd throw it out there.
But the one thing that I learned on this trip that I probably should have learned on others is the tourist area down in Manhattan.
Yeah.
The pizza's horrible. The hot dogs are horrible because it's tourist stuff.
Right.
It's not the real legit pizza that, when you think New York pizza, that's not it.
It's not the Luigi's that's been there since
Right.
way back in the day.
It's horrible. It's unfortunate that, my kids, nephew, his family, they couldn't really experience New York pizza because we didn't get to it.
Oh, you guys didn't take him to go have?
We got pizza, but it wasn't what I would consider New York pizza.
I can't believe that you'd settle for that,
Yeah,
being right there.
trust me, I know. Had we went into the Bronx to a pizza spot, that would have been perfect. But yeah, we didn't get the one.
Wow. So like, So, like, if New York was Palm Springs,
This is going to be a fun question.
if New York is Palm Springs, where's the Bronx?
Okay, New York is the state.
Right, but then you have New York City, right?
No. You have Manhattan. You have the boroughs. Manhattan, Brooklyn.
They're all cities, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's necessarily a New York City per se. There's the city, which is what they call Manhattan. I've never known anyone to live in New York City, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's like the Coachella Valley. You don't live in the Coachella Valley. You might live in Coachella, but you don't live in Coachella Valley.
Got
you
it.
live in Palm Springs, Rancho Mirage, something
Got
like
it.
that.
All right. So,
DHS is the Bronx.
is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, at this point, yes, I would say so. Because like places like Harlem, which used to be, let's say, DHS,
Right.
where the Bronx would be Cat City.
Okay.
Now, Harlem, because of what they call that, gentrification.
Gentrification.
Now that's built up. So let's say the Bronx has now been taken down a tier to be the Desert Hot Springs.
All right. So you guys went back. The next day, were you guys on your way back then?
Yes,
or-
the last day we just grabbed breakfast with my uncle, his wife, his son, and we went back to the airport. Now, I dropped everyone off at the airport. Okay?
Mhm.
And the reason being is because the rental car places is off-site. Like here in Palm Springs, the rental car is at the airport.
Okay.
These massive airports know the rental car places are off-site.
Okay.
You actually take a subway, to they have subways that go around the airport, and part of it is to the rental car areas.
Those fucking airports are crazy. I went to one in Atlanta like that, or in Georgia. You land and you get off the airplane, and you got to take a fucking train to get your luggage, and then a train to go catch a car or taxi or whatever it is.
Well, Dallas Fort Worth is you got to take it to a different gate. It's crazy. Those big airports are crazy.
Intimidating as shit, bro. There's not a lot of things that really kind of fucking push me to my limit. Airports is one of those things like that.
I was okay at Dallas.
Really?
Did you have to take one of the trains? You got lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, but you didn't have like a bag that you checked in, right? You only had your carry-ons?
No, I had a carry on and a
That
check
big
on.
one.
Yeah.
Well, the check your check bags, you don't have to. You're not supposed to have to get them. Those will go on. They're supposed to follow you automatically. You just got to make sure you get to the next plane because your luggage will.
Oh, okay. When you just switch it over. Okay.
So if you remember, I purchased the gas on this rental car.
Right.
So I can return it empty. So I don't have to worry about the gas. I'm driving minimum 2 hours. 2 hours plus, because it's going to take me an hour to get from the airport into the city. Another half hour to an hour to get to my uncle's house. All the driving we did in a XL Suburban.
Did you have to fill up or put gas while you were there?
No.
Wow.
I returned that Suburban 3/4 of a tank full.
Get the fuck out.
After all that driving.
Really?
And we filled that thing up with luggage to where they had it like it's the two drivers, the driver and the passenger, the two buckets behind us, and then the three behind them, the bench.
Okay.
We had luggage in between the two behind us. Because everyone had bags.
Right.
So it was the vehicle was loaded, and we were driving everywhere. That vehicle only used 1/4 of a tank of gas.
Wow.
I was impressed, but I was also depressed.
Because you spent all that money.
Yeah, it was like $120+.
So, how much is gas in New York?
I don't know. Didn't even check.
Because I wonder how big the tank on that fucking thing is. It's got to be about a 30-gallon tank, right? I think that's what it was on the Escalade. It's close to 30 gallons.
The truck I had, the Titan I had was like 20 gallons. So I would think, 30 gallon makes sense.
Holy
But
shit.
dude, a quarter of a tank of gas. And it was one of those things that when you stop, it would get quiet. And then when you hit the gas, it was like a hybrid.
Oh, it had that flex in it where
Yeah.
you would go and it would like cut down to either electricity or down to like 2 cylinders before you take off. Yeah,
Bro, but it was impressive. I'm not going to lie. I was like, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of driving in a big ass car for a quarter of a tank. That's very impressive.
Yeah, very.
Like what you save, you put in a car payment.
True.
On that fucking thing, because I'm sure that fucking thing is not cheap at all. You know what I mean? Unless you guys want to sponsor us, and then we can talk about how much we save while we're driving it. But that's
And then I had to get used to the. You don't have to put a key. You just keep the key in your pocket, and you can just push start.
Oh yeah, I like
stuff
that.
like I
like that a lot.
Yeah, I had to get used to that.
Because they probably do it on that, but there's an app that you can download. Most cars have it nowadays, I'm assuming, where you download the app and you can start your car with your cell phone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like I could start the Camry with my cell phone.
You not worried about somebody stealing your car?
No, because the doors are locked. It won't start if the doors are unlocked. It won't start, and they have an interrupter. When you go and you open the door, it turns it off. And then you get in the car and you turn it back on, which is kind of dumb. And for me, because here you are, you turn it on, a couple minutes ahead of time so that you can go and enjoy the cold air, right?
Right.
Then it turns it off, and now it starts over from almost same heat. But I bought an interrupter for the interrupter, so everything's interrupted. So now I could turn the car on. Doors have to be locked. I can go out, unlock it, get in, and it doesn't turn off, and I don't know how to start it.
How close do you have to be to your car to do that?
I can do it from here.
Really?
Because you do it with your cell phone.
But I mean, I would assume it's a Bluetooth, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
So how does the car know to get your signal?
Because it's got a signal. It's got Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's got Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Why would you buy a car without Wi-Fi? What the fuck are you talking about?
Dog, I didn't know.
I'm because it has that. It searches a certain. The car doesn't have. It has the capability of Wi-Fi. I can pay extra for it every month, but I'm good.
Okay, so it's got to be like a Bluetooth.
But no, it still has the signal that it's monitoring for that because it's coming from the phone. So I don't know exactly what kind of, but it's not Bluetooth.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've only used it a couple times during the summer when it was really, really hot. I usually forget that I could do it or that, you know what I mean, I'm in a fucking hurry or whatever.
Right.
Because you got to time it right. It only stays on for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Which is good because you don't want your car just sitting there fucking wasting gas. But that's the other part of it is that it does waste gas because you're spending an extra 10 minutes to cool it down before you get out there. But it's a creature comfort. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? I like that it has it, though. It's cool.
Was that extra?
I think it's like $8 a month. Because then I can lock the doors with the cell phone.
Cancel that.
I can check all that stuff.
Cancel that.
It tells you, and it sends you
No,
notices.
cancel that.
It reminds you when you have to go in for your service.
You're wasting your money.
And it also sends you, like if there's a recall or anything on the car, it'll send you
cancel
notes.
It.
You tripping.
Dog, nickel and diming you to death. No, cancel it.
I like the...
That's lazy. Cancel it.
Do we order food from stores that are like 5 minutes from the house? What'd you think was going to happen?
See, like that, I wouldn't get.
What?
What you got for $8 a month? I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Because again, that's nickel and diming you. You could use the $8 to go somewhere better.
Look.
No.
You bought a fancy ass car, right? Like I don't want to put all your business out there, but you have a nice car, right?
Hold on, you mean I bought a fancy ass car?
Yeah. Back when the car was new.
Mine or my wife's?
Oh, your wife's car. You're one person.
Okay. Well, I just need to know whose car you're referring to. Okay, my wife's car.
Well, okay, so whose is the Lexus?
Hers.
And which one? Yours is the...
Chrysler.
Okay. They're both fancy cars.
Oh,
Are you going to tell me that you're not going to get it with all the bells and whistles? You just wanted to have that fancy logo? Of course you're going to get all the bells and whistles.
not if it's going to cost me X amount of dollars a month. No, I wouldn't do that.
How many diamonds do you shit a year?
What do you mean? Because I'm tight.
Yeah.
My money just goes to better.
What is it? Speakers?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. There's an example.
Yeah.
I'd rather get speakers from my house throughout the house, pay a one-time fee and get them and boom, and forget about it. Instead of having to pay this person $8 a month, that person $10 for a delivery. You know, we just spend our money differently. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't do that because my money would go somewhere else.
I appreciate
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So back to my trip.
Yes.
I think that's it. We got to the airport and came home. And then that same Friday, we came home on a Friday or a Monday. I don't even remember. No, we came on Monday. That Friday, my uncle actually came out. Him and his family came out because his dad is out here with my mom.
Oh, okay, so you came out, you came back, and then within a week later, your uncle was here.
And the funny thing is, he was telling me about his trip coming out, but I couldn't tell him that we were going out there.
Oh, okay.
So when he was, I think we spoke about this, when he was telling me about his flight, I knew it because I was doing the same flight in reverse.
Right.
So he came out on a Sunday night, if I remember correctly.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there real quick before you get too far. How did you manage it? Because I know you, and I'm sure the listeners know you because you talk about work, and I gotta work, and they go and they're out there 2 days before I go because I gotta make sure I gotta get all this done. I gotta blah blah blah. So you're talking like 3 weeks back to back of not full Tony for a week cleaning pools, and now you got family that's coming to visit you for a week. How did you? How much of your time did you sit there thinking, "Fuck, I gotta go clean Miss Jones's pool"?
I didn't have to worry about that too much.
Oh, good.
Because during this time, I actually hired the new employee who was replacing the retiring employee.
Oh, okay.
So they were both working. So the new employee was on long enough prior to my trips to where the new employee actually did my route, and the retiring employee was able just to continue his route. So everything was handled.
Nice.
It was perfect. The timing was perfect. It hurt the wallet because I was paying, another guy for about a month and a half.
Right.
But it saved me a lot on the headaches.
Right. And then, so did you already know your uncle was coming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
you had that time planned out too. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did. However, that Monday night we took them to a hockey game. We took them to In-N-Out.
Okay.
Because he likes In-N-Out and his son's never tried it. He wanted to try it. He's always heard of it. Everyone from the East Coast hears about In-N-Out.
Well, I bet.
Yeah. And they die to try it when they come out. So it was all my nieces and nephews, my goddaughter, my cousins. We all went to the hockey game. My brother, his wife. We were all going to a hockey game that night.
Okay.
And so we all met at In-N-Out, grubbed, went to the hockey game. Hockey game was fun. We had a great time.
Right on.
Now, the funny thing is my nieces and nephew, their kids age range from, 4 to 14.
Okay.
Okay, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 kids.
Holy shit.
And it's just a trip because I still see them as really young, which they are.
Right.
But they had signs made up. So the camera in the stadium will go to people and you see them on a big screen.
Right.
So their intention was to get on the big screen. And a couple times they made it onto the big screen.
That's cool.
And it was because of how excited they got. And it was just funny to me. I had a great time watching them.
That's fun.
Because every time the on the screen they were showing people, they start getting rowdy and stuff with their signs and stuff, trying to get the cameraman to notice them.
That's fucking
So
hilarious.
it was just, like you say with your nieces, it's just a trip watching them grow up and stuff. So that was really cool. And then my goddaughter paid the mascot. Apparently, this is a thing you can do, to come with a sign, like it said, "Welcome, Batke family," which is her last name.
Oh, cool.
And so he came with he's all fired up with his sign. And, we turn around, he's right there with the sign, and all the kids are going crazy. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to see shit like
Yeah.
that. See, like the kids, their eyes are like, holy, like, oh, wow. You know what I mean?
And luckily, my daughter was in town. And so this was her first hockey game. And she got a kick out of it, too, because you know how they get crazy.
Right.
Pushing each other against the ice and stuff, waiting for fights.
That's the best, dude.
So she really liked it. Now, here's the best part of what happened. I've been to the arena before with you.
Right.
I think only the once before.
Right.
Okay, we went in one way and we left the same way.
Okay.
Okay. My aunt, she took her son to the bathroom or something. I don't know. She came back with ice cream, specifically Mr. Softy ice cream, which is East Coast. It's Mr. Softy truck, Eddie
Right.
Murphy. There's a Mr. Softy stand in the stadium.
And that's East Coast ice cream.
Correct. And dude, it's so good. Oh my god, dude.
Did you get you some?
She brought everyone like a little cup of soft swirl. And I was just like, oh my god. So fast forward a couple of weekends ago, Luis took a couple of us to the game because he's a season ticket holder.
Right.
And I was telling them, I said, look, I'm just going to let you guys know. They got a Mr. Softy stand. I might even go twice. I'm not going to, no shame in my game. I'm hitting that Mr. Softy stand.
That's hilarious.
And dude, let me tell you, I got the waffle cone, which I never do, but it was big. That's why I got
enough to fit all the ice cream you wanted.
They filled it up, and I got chocolate ice cream with chocolate sprinkles. Oh my god, dude! I will go to hockey games just for that.
What you need to do is go to the hockey game, have your son send you one of them chocolate Entenmann cakes, and go have him put that all over the cake and sit and enjoy that. That sounds like that would be good.
So let's go back to the hockey game. The hockey game finished. It was over, so we were going home. Now, if you remember, this was the first night of a major windstorm out here.
Okay.
When we walked out of that hockey game, dude, it was sandstorm. It was everything. I'm talking when we were on the freeway, you had to drive slow because you couldn't see. That's how bad it was.
Oh, wow.
Now, with that being said, I had to work that Tuesday all day. And I was pissed. There was a dinner scheduled at my mom's house, like at 7
Why'd
or
you have to work?
6. Because, dude, every pool was trashed. And we didn't finish. We didn't even finish that day. I worked like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Really?
All my guys. Dude,
So you
I
had
was so
3 trucks
pissed.
running that day.
4.
Holy shit.
And, dude, I was so pissed. It was just because I was expecting to be able to spend some time with my uncle. I was pissed. Got to the dinner all late, all tired. Dude, I was heated. Wednesday, my guys finished Tuesday's pools. I took the day off because it was scheduled because we were all going to go play golf
Okay.
with my uncle.
Now you acting like a real boss. Y'all get this shit done. I'm gonna go play 18 holes.
Yeah, I guess. I was on the phone a couple of times during, while we were playing. That night, what did we do that night? I don't even remember. Thursday, back to the grind. It was bad. Still fixing up, cleaning up, all that kind of good stuff. Thursday night, had like a get together at my house. I think you joined us.
Right.
Barbecued at the house. I know I'm missing a lot, unfortunately, because it was like a month ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
And then he left Friday, I think. Yeah, I know I'm skipping over a lot. I just don't remember.
He looks a lot like your brother.
Yeah, my brother is. They're light skinned Puerto Ricans.
Right.
Thin. Yeah. He does.
So while you were out doing your things, Sebastian actually went to, what was it, Universal Studios, right?
Yeah.
And so the Mario World is brand new there, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
I didn't go.
You didn't go to Mario World?
No.
I remember you telling me that you could see it. You had to pay extra for it, right?
Yeah, because it's still early access. It's been open for 3 months and it's still early access.
Wow.
I just did a 1 day because that's all we were doing. But have you been to Universal Studios?
It's been a while since I've been there.
Do you remember those big ass escalators that go down to where Jurassic Park is at and all that? So when you hit the second escalator landing, so you're at the bottom of the second escalator, you can see fucking Mario World. And it's just that the same visual when you play the fucking game. That's what it looks like.
Really?
And then you see the line to the Bowser's Castle, right, or whatever it is. You can see the opening to Bowser's Castle. It looks really cool from up there, but you have to pay extra to get in there.
Do you know if they took something out in order to put that in, or they
added it?
Really?
Because you go to the left of Transformers, and it's behind the Transformers area. So
It's been a minute since I've been to Universal Studios.
I think
so once you get to Transformers, that's it. So they added it behind
all
that. Yeah.
So I think the last time we went was just after they did the Harry Potter world and the Walking Dead.
No, the Walking Dead thing had been there for a while.
Was there already?
They were talking about getting rid of it at that point too.
Right. Well, they should. It wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
It was cool that they did it. It just wasn't. It wasn't.
It's a walkthrough.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't haunted house, horror house enough. Like there should have been massive amounts of blood everywhere, and
I'll be honest with you. I think the last time I've been there was probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and it was for horror nights during Halloween, because my niece and nephew, AJ and Miranda, they would go every year. It was like something they always did.
Right.
And when my kids barely got old enough, they wanted to go. But they were like, what if we get too scared?
Right.
So my wife and I went too, just in case we had to take them to the hotel.
And you don't like scary stuff, right? Like you're not a fan of scary movies and shit like that.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't really get scared. Because to me, every time I'm watching a scary movie, I'm thinking of the catering table off to the side. It's not a scary movie to me.
Right. Okay.
I don't get scared in a sense.
Right.
That's why. But I have to admit, dude, they do it up.
Yeah, they fucking.
It's crazy the stuff they do.
Yeah, with the people that walk right behind you,
they had dudes with chainsaws. Obviously, they're fake, but they drag them on the floor and there's a spark.
Spark, yeah.
Dude, it's nuts. Dudes walking on stilts, blowing flames.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. And then the year we went,
what was the theme?
Llorona.
Well, fuck that.
Yeah.
What?
Do you guys have? Do Puerto Ricans have shit like that?
We got the chupacabra.
That ain't yours.
That's what we got.
I'm stealing shit from the Mexicans.
But you scared of Llorona?
Dude, that's some real shit, bro.
Oh, here we go. Well, yeah, I could imagine. I mean, didn't she kill? Is it that she killed her children?
Yeah, and then she
drowned him or something.
And then she lays by the river or the water, crying, calling out for her children. Sad, bro. Just sad.
But we went through a house to walk through, and it was like, oh damn, they really get serious. It's like, oh, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I could go. Even how your daughter went to Mardi Gras, my sister went to Mardi Gras. I couldn't go where everybody around me had masks on. That would bother me.
Why?
Because I want to see who the fuck's around me. What I got to wear a mask for? What are you hiding from?
It's Halloween. Yeah, I can understand.
You'd think
Mardi
after
Gras.
the Rona you'd be okay.
Yeah, right? No, because you could still see a little bit more than just their eyes.
But my kids held up. They didn't. We didn't wind up taking them home early or anything.
No.
Yeah, they were good. But they were little, so it's been a minute since I've been there.
Oh yeah, I think the last time we went, it was probably about 10 years ago too, right? Because it was like right when the girls. And it wasn't even girls. I think it was.
No, they were both there.
Were they?
Yeah.
But Betsy wasn't.
She was
talking
tiny.
Walking. Yeah.
I could be wrong, actually. Now that I think about it, my brother's son Johnny, I think we went there for his birthday. The kids were a little older at that point, but it was the same thing. It was just a long time ago.
Yeah. Did you enjoy any Duff beer while you were there?
No, they didn't want to do fucking Simpsons World. We walked through it every time to go do shit, but I wanted to eat there because remember we went to the fucking Moe's Tavern?
Yeah.
That shit was so good.
Oh, yeah.
But my buddy was like, no, we got to eat at Harry Potter World. All right, whatever. You can spend $20 on a fucking plate.
What'd you eat at Harry Potter World?
So he was bugging the whole way about you got to try the shepherd's pie. You got to try the shepherd's pie. You got to try the shepherd's pie.
Have you ever had shepherd's pie before?
It was mid. Yeah.
Yeah. You?
Yeah.
What is it again?
It's like casserole. It's got like ground beef, potatoes. So they'll either do like tater tots on top or mashed potato all throughout, and then a bunch of veggies like mushroom, carrots, peas, celery, onions.
I'm pretty sure you guys know the answers to that.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna hear my answer about it.
In all actuality, it doesn't sound bad. I think that's something I would eat.
Really?
The beef and the potatoes. That sounds something I would take. I would eat.
It was good, but it had mushrooms in it, so I was like,
Oh yeah.
But he was terca about, you gotta try it, so whatever. So we tried it. The two of us to eat, we got the same thing. It was the little shepherd's pie about yay big. No bigger than the opening of a fucking red Solo cup.
It was like a pot pie.
Yeah, like a chicken pot pie.
Yeah. $45.
Get the fuck out.
Each?
No, we each got one. It was $45 like together. We each got one of those, a water, and then it came with a side salad. It was like $45 for the two of us to eat.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you mad at him? Did you say anything?
I wasn't mad until I ate it.
Was it not
because it looked good. Like it looks like some shit you'd get at Harry Potter World.
Right.
Well, first of all, come on.
What?
You got to know these places. The food is not good at these places.
Yeah.
Disneyland, Universal.
Bullshit. Moe's Tavern's great.
Well, it's not that it's not.
You can't get some shit like a shepherd's pie at a Universal and expect it to be the best fucking thing you've ever eaten.
Right.
But what at Moe's Tavern was so good?
Just the burgers and fries.
And they had I think they had a pulled pork sandwich too, right?
Yeah, I remember them being.
Bomb.
I remember them being massive. Maybe that's why, but Moe's Tavern was good.
Yeah,
Plus, I could have drank there, but
yeah. And then you go to you go to Disneyland, and you could order a burger fresh, and the motherfucker comes out like dry, like it's been sitting there for a week. You know what I mean? And that's just $30. You're like, nah, fuck that.
I think we ate at Jurassic Park the last time we were there, right? I don't know if it was you I went with or somebody else, but
I think you went with somebody else. I don't remember.
The Jurassic Park food was okay.
And I think the only thing that I wanted to get that I didn't get was one of them big ass fucking pink
donuts.
Ever seen those?
I should have gotten those. We walked by that fucking store 30 times.
I've never even seen Simpsons World.
No, they have the pink donuts that are. They have them. They're huge, bro, and you can actually buy mugs and cans of Duff beer. Just kind of
like
dope.
at Moe's Tavern they have.
Yeah.
That you can, and it comes in one of those big ass like
Steins.
Almost like a yardstick glass.
And then I'm a Harry Potter fan. I like the books. I think she did a tremendous job writing the books. I liked the adaptation of the movies. I think they did a really good job at choosing the characters and kind of putting it all together. So I would consider myself a fan. And the last time when we went, I had talked about getting me a wand. I know, whatever. Just because it's cool, right?
Hold on. The wands there that you buy there, they have specific spots in the Harry Potter world where you can do movements with it, and it does the magic in the little spot.
It's kind of cool. Like when he went in and what is it? They go down the alley and he does something and it fucking opens up and you walk into their fucking down their Diagon Alley or whatever it is where they go shopping. It does that kind of shit because of all the bricks and all that moves. So it's just kind of, you know, silly, kind of funny stuff. But I never got one. He brought me back a wand.
Oh, that's cool.
From Harry Potter's world, and he also had my name put on the wand.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Very cool.
I can see that being cool.
And then
it's inside. You can look at it.
You
when we go back
wanted one.
inside.
I don't think that's cool, but you getting it for him because he wants one is cool.
Yeah.
Why is it not cool that I want?
Come on,
Well,
dude.
it's even better. Okay, I'm waiting for it in the mail, but I don't know if it's gonna come. It's my Son of the Year award, because he told me, he was like, "Oh, I just want a mug. Just give me one of those big ass mugs like we have in the cabinet." I was like, "All right." So I'm looking for a mug. So I walk into the store, right, and I'm looking around, and one of the fucking wizards comes up to me and she goes, "Are you finding everything okay?" I was like, "No, I actually have a question for you. Do you have any comically large mugs?" And she broke character and she laughed and she was like, "Well, we can find one." So she found one, and it's a black mug that's got like the logo on it or whatever, and then it's heat activated to show like the footsteps on that map. So I got him that, and then as I was walking outside, I saw that they had a cart where they were selling the wands, and I was like, that should put me in for the nomination for that award. So I texted him. I said, "Who's your favorite?" And he answered who his favorite was, and I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna grab that one." And there was two parents and a little girl in front of me at the stand, and she had two that she wanted. And I gotta give it to the lady behind the fucking counter, because she was trying her hardest to make the magic happen of, well, you gotta let it pick you. You gotta pick one, and you gotta let it pick you whichever one you like best. And the parents were like, "Just pick one. Just pick one, or we're leaving." So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the actual store.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you have a robe?
Do you have a what?
Robe?
A robe?
Or
No.
do they call it something else? Isn't it? Doesn't have
No, it's a robe.
Is it a robe?
Yeah. No, I don't have one. It's kind of cool though. And so I bought a stand for it, so it's sitting, and I inside the little box, it has the map. So the next time we go, I can take my map and my wand, and I can go find all the little places to do my little magic tricks. I give a fuck what anybody says. That shit cool.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You say you bought a stand for it?
Yeah.
It's in your room though, right?
No, it's out there in the living room. Why would I want it in my room? It's not going to do anything if anybody breaks in. That's where my gun at.
Jesus Christ. Why are you laughing so hard? If you like the movies, you would want somebody to get you a wand just like that.
Don't get me wrong. The Warriors is my movie.
Right.
I got the vest. I got the action figures. But they're not on display in the living room. They're in my office on display.
Well, it's kind of my office.
Didn't you have like a Bart Simpson thing up when I first started coming out here?
Bart Simpson?
No, he was talking about getting one of those. I know what you're talking about.
Was it? Is that what it was?
One of those. It was either Homer or Bart that you were talking about getting.
Homer, yeah.
Like the four different, like, you know those pictures that have the four of the same picture that are like different colors or whatever?
Yeah. Something. Yeah.
We had talked. Yeah.
You wanted to put that up where your other paintings are in the kitchen.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I totally forgot all about that. Damn, that was a pretty good memory. I'm impressed. So what you could see of Mario World, it looks like it's gonna be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be cool.
So,
and I think the ride is like. Have you heard about the new Star Wars ride, the Rise of the Resistance or whatever it's called?
Mm-mm.
So that's like an interactive one where, you pick the fucking storyline that you go through.
Oh, cool.
And you're flying the Millennium Falcon and all that. I think it's like that where you're basically playing Mario Kart.
Oh, that'd be.
But it's
cool.
one of those 3D screens. You know what I mean?
Right. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
If they could immerse you in it where, like, you're actually driving and you're trying to miss the turtle shells and all that shit.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Do they still have the tram ride?
Yeah.
Which
they've been changing, too.
Every time we went, we went on a tram ride. But at this point, isn't the Jaws part getting a little old?
I don't think Jaws is in there anymore.
It is.
It is?
It's the same old thing.
I remember when the first time that I went to Universal Studios, I was probably about 5 or 6 years old. And I think we went with my Tío Louis and his family. My dad didn't, I don't know if my dad went, or if it was just me, my mom, my brother and sister, or it would have just been me, actually. I don't think they weren't around yet. So it was me and Corey, me and my older sister, went. And do you remember that they had those cars that were on those little tilters where you could go and you could pick it up and it looks like you're fucking picking up a car?
That's ringing a bell.
And it was right next to where you get on to go to Jaws.
Okay.
So there's pictures of me somewhere holding up a fucking, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was like a brown Camaro, and I'm holding it up, I'm lifting it. And then I remember going through. What was
it the spinning snow thing?
Yes. What is that
$6 million Man.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay.
When he fought Bigfoot or something like that.
They were playing, when we were in line, they were playing that clip of him, or however he fucking turned around and hit Bigfoot once, and that was it.
And do you know who the $6 billion Man is?
No.
So it's this guy. He was a military guy, right? And something happened.
Steve Austin, I think his name was.
And right, and
holy shit! Isn't that the wrestler too?
Yeah, I think that's probably where he got it from.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. So they rebuilt him. He's basically all robotic. So that's why he's able to beat up the fucking abominable snowman.
Sasquatch in one hit.
And I don't know if they still have that. Oh, you said that they had it when you went, right? The spinny.
Holy shit! Yeah, it was Steve Austin.
They had it playing on the screen. So you know how when you're going through the line,
right?
They have the screens on either side that are playing all the old Universal shit. They talk about fucking Dracula and Frankenstein.
Oh wow!
And all that shit. That's on the TVs in the line.
Okay.
They had that playing. They had all the old ones that I was talking about. The Blue Black Lagoon, the Creature of the Black Lagoon, or some shit like that.
Yeah. Creature of the Black Lagoon.
They were talking about all that, and then it was fun to go through the tram ride and like notice all the shit that was different. So like they had you've seen that or not seen, but at least heard about the movie Nope.
Yes.
By that, what the hell's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Aqua?
Peele.
Oh,
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele.
There you go.
They had a section about that. I don't think you drive through the plane crash anymore from War of the Worlds, if I remember correctly. Do you remember when they had the like real life Fast and Furious one where you would pull up and it was like the two garages over there and they caught fire?
Yeah.
We fucking drove past that. And I got excited because I was like, oh, they're going to do it again. Because they haven't had that for a while because they have all the fucking screen ones now.
Right.
Drove right past it. But like that building in my head, like jogged that memory of seeing and feeling the fucking fire, the heat. It was crazy.
Did they still have the backdraft?
Which one, that one?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
it was a walkthrough one.
Oh.
That movie Backdraft with fire.
So do you know what backdraft is? What that means?
Well, for the most part, yeah.
So like if you're like in a say you're in a house and you
they tell you not to break the windows because it'll fucking explode.
Right, because all the oxygen pulls it in and sucks it back out.
Yeah,
they did there was like a walkthrough thing and about that movie, and they would like show the intensity of the flames and how hot it got and stuff. So yeah, and the reason I mentioned the Jaws, because at this point in time, I mean, the generations that are going through Universal, they're not gonna know what Jaws was or how scary it was at that point in time.
Yeah, they would know what it was, but then they'd see that and the fuck were you afraid of?
Because it never goes back under the water. It's always on top, just doing this.
Just kind of sticking out, waiting. Don't see me.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the when you first pull up to it and you see the diver out in the water, and it's just going straight up and down with the bubbles.
Yeah. At one point in time, they're gonna have to get rid of that.
Did they still take you? The flood where you go and it's the Psycho House.
Yeah, well, that's after the Psycho House. Yeah, which was stupid because we drove up to the Psycho House, and you know how every time you go up, you see him come out with the body.
He comes after you.
We were sat there for like 30 seconds, heard the music, and nobody came out of the house. Like, well, that's somebody took their break at the wrong time today.
They don't do the Desperate Housewives neighborhood anymore, do they?
No.
That's good.
Yeah. I remember there was a point where we went through that neighborhood and they were filming something.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was Desperate Housewives or if it was something else, but...
It's kind of cool when they take you down the streets and this has been filmed there, this has been filmed there, and then you start watching TV. That's Universal Studios.
The last time we went, they did it was still up, the Batman and Robin series from the 60s or 70s. At the intro song, at the end of the intro song, they pull up to like City Hall and they both jump out and they go up the steps as if to go into City Hall.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was up there. And I was like, oh, that's cool, because they were like, that's Batman and Robin would run up them steps. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Wow. Taking you way back. Fuck.
Like you say, you don't know what Jaws is. No, not Jaws. What was it? Backdraft?
Oh, yeah.
Backdraft, yeah.
The movie. My Uncle Domingo, we were talking the other day, and he's telling me, he goes, dude, I think I played myself. I've messed up. With one of my son's friends. I said, what happened? He says, I was a little tipsy last Friday night, and one of his friends came over, and they were going to go to hang out at another friend's house. So my wife picked up... I forgot what their version is called, but out here it's like our cookie plug, the cookie place. Because he's like, they make these big cookies. They're kind of more cakey. I was like, yeah, we got something like that out here.
Crumble?
Like, yeah. No.
Oh, that's something else.
We should try that though.
He said we bought that so they could take over there, and so it was in the kitchen, and my son's friend came over and was like, hey, Domingo. I heard you guys got, let's say, call it cookie plug just for conversation's sake. He's like, yeah, it's right over here. So he says the kid opened the box. He's like, oh yeah, that's the one I'm gonna want to eat right there. Can I have some of it now? And he was like, no. He said, that's for you guys to take. After you get there and you eat dinner or whatever, that's like a dessert. I'm not gonna let you eat it now. And so the kid goes, come on, Domingo, don't be one of those dads. Right? And he was like, this little motherfucker. He goes, I told the kid, don't play that don't try to play that Jedi mind trick shit on me. So he's like, what do you mean?
Oh.
And he's like, you know what I mean. And the kid's like, what are you talking about? He's like, don't try to play that Jedi mind shit on me. And my uncle's like,
now he's irritated, right?
Yeah, but he's like, after the kid left, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he left and walked away. And he's like, oh my God. I said, shit. He's going to tell his parents that I cussed at him. And I said, first of all, where you messed up was that kid doesn't know what a Jedi mind trick is. And he's like, you know what? You're probably right. I said, my kids probably don't even know what the Jedi mind trick is.
Yeah.
You're lying.
My kids, they've seen I don't even know if they watch Star Wars, to be honest with you.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
Not a fan, no. I mean, I like it. I'll watch it, but no. Not a fan.
When you say you like it, did you like the older ones better than the new ones, or the new ones better?
The older ones were better, but the newer ones with the special effects was better in that way. But the storylines were better back then.
What would you think about them remaking it?
Oh, no.
So that it has all the new technology.
I'll be honest with you. I just binge watched Obi-Wan. I know I'm
Fucking
behind.
love that show.
And Darth Vader was ill.
Yeah.
I'm talking. I was like, wow, that's cool.
If they were to redo anything, it would just be the fights with like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in the original trilogy.
Okay.
On the Death Star. Or like all the fights with him and Luke in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Because those fights are sad.
Yeah.
But
it
given
was,
the technology.
Yeah, they were great for the times, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember the best ones were the Sith and Qui-Gon.
Oh, Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah. Like when he's
that
sitting
one was
there
good.
walking back and forth and the motherfucker just sits down and was like, all right.
Oh, when the
Like the
electrical,
the light doors or whatever. The light field.
The phase
Who's
gates.
the second person you said? Qui-Gon?
Yeah,
Qui-Gon. Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And he sat down and he's waiting for it. And then the doors open up and they jump right back up. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fucking...
Yeah, it was cool.
That's kind of hard, right?
And when that double lightsaber lit up for the first time, you saw that? Yeah.
Shit.
And the music.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The music in all those movies.
It's undeniable, dude. There's certain movies that really, really push the boundaries of how much energy and how much emotion the music created in the movie. Like Rocky. Da-da-da.
Right.
The Eye of the Tiger. Oh, shit. Everybody walked out of the movies like
Eye of
ready to
Tiger
fight.
that was hot right there.
Yep.
When that song came out, it was
The
hot.
Eye of the Tiger is
The beginning. No, it was all about the beginning.
Yeah. Just that. Yeah. Yeah, it was a shit, dude. You're watching him sitting there, and this was, Rocky was the sculpted dude that everybody wanted to be, that didn't know they wanted to be that, because he was the first dude that really came out on TV or in a movie looking like that.
Which means you talking like Rocky 3.
Even in the beginning, though,
No,
like in the first
he
one,
wasn't. He wasn't cut.
No, but in Rocky 3 when he fought Clubber Lang,
yeah.
woo,
When Rocky
shit.
3 came out, and the first time they took off his silk robe in the ring,
and he's all
he
fucking
had a
slimy,
6-pack.
and he's standing there like his head down and his arms all kind of aped out.
Like
You're
he had a stroke.
they never wanted to be so Italian in my life.
But it is funny how, when people first saw Rocky, especially back then, they come out of the movie theaters pumped, swinging their arms like they're ready to box. Yep.
Well,
I did at the end of the second Karate Kid.
right?
Beat the shit out of my little brother.
Well, even with him in Rambo, the first one, First Blood, everybody was still all hyped with him. Like, man, he fucked up a whole town by himself.
I'll tell you what. After that first Rambo, I bet those type of knives sold out quick, because I remember everybody wanted that knife.
Do you remember the week after that movie came out, you could go and find an imitation knife like that on every fucking table at the swap meet.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't it have a compass on the handle?
Yeah, it had a compass, and then you take the compass off, and it had the
Fishing
needle and
line
thread,
and
and a match or a couple matches, had all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a hot item for a minute.
My dad had one and lost it. It was but his was all metal. It was a janky version of it. And then we bought him like the real one, like the black handle, and like he fucking loved that thing. Yeah, you do. You open it up and it's got all the shit inside. But he was too thin to wear it and hang off his fucking pants. He was walking like a cane. But yeah, dude, that movie, Rocky was really good at doing that.
You know who was really good at doing things, making you want to do that, in my opinion?
What's that?
Tom
Indiana
Cruise.
Jones. Oh.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise. You wanted to drive a race car.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to be a pilot.
You wanted to drive a fucking motorcycle.
See
like
what I'm
that.
exactly.
Wanted to have that leather jacket.
You wanted to be like his Mission Impossible movies.
What you wanted was fucking Ray-Bans.
You see what I'm saying? You wanted to throw a party like that at your crib.
How many times did you come out your house and into the kitchen where your mom was in your underwear sliding in to see what she was cooking.
That's a bona fide star right there.
Yeah. I mean, right now, just in how many movies did we mention?
Yeah.
There was something from every movie that he's done that you're like, okay.
Be a lawyer, The Firm.
Right? I want to see the money. I want to see the money.
See what I'm saying? Rain Man.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is a bona fide star. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, you're right, dude. In every movie he's ever, there's something there.
Did you see just happened with the coronation of King Charles? Tom Cruise was in one of them old pilot airplanes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was flying. Somebody was recording him from another plane, and they zoomed in on him, and he was talking. He was like telling King Charles, "Hey, congratulations." He said something corny like, "You could be my wingman at any time." And then he gave him like a salute. And dude, you see him turn that wheel, and the plane just took off.
That's crazy,
dude. Tom Cruise is the man. I don't know about that Scientology stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't know about all that crazy bullshit he's on, but you know what's funny? It seems like people get involved with that Scientology shit, and they do really, really well for a long time, and then they Will Smith.
They slap Chris Rock?
Yeah, like that. Like they do some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like the dude from the '70s show.
Oh.
Kutcher?
Huh?
No. That guy.
What
the hell's his name?
Masterson. Yes, Masterson.
The fuck's his first name?
I don't remember.
Because her name's Alana. What's his name? Go on. I'll look it up.
Anyways, so like he was doing great, and then all of a sudden he's being sued for rape, like 4 different chicks, blah blah blah. Right? Did you hear about The Rock?
No.
He's got some $3 billion lawsuit against him from some chick that used to work with him on the WWE. Danny Masterson. So there were, and she's named like 4 or 5 different guys in several different companies, and she wants $3 billion. And she says that The Rock organized and orchestrated having her and her child kidnapped. And it doesn't really give you much more details than that. That's it. But that they're going after him for $3 billion.
Damn.
With a B, by the way. So now he's dropped from Disney.
No way.
Yeah, Disney dropped him because of it.
The Rock?
The Rock.
Well, there's that other dude. He was just in Creed 3, the opponent.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Michael B. Jordan. But
No, the other guy.
That's not it. I didn't watch it.
This dude, talk about falling from grace. He was on his way up.
Right.
Dude, what's his name?
He was the one. I don't remember what movie or show he came out on after that. And I said, "Oh, that's the dude from that just got in trouble because of them chicks or something."
Jonathan Majors. Right? From Quantumania?
Yes.
Jonathan Majors. I didn't know what kind of trouble he got in, but I knew what you were talking about because I'd seen it.
Jonathan Majors. And
is he in Scientology?
No, I was.
I was just wondering.
Dude, and it was his girlfriend that called the police and started it. And bro, he's done.
Wow.
It's so bad. I mean, he was supposed to be like the new villain in like the next 3 Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
All gone. He was
supposed
like
to be Kang the Conqueror.
He was invited to the Met Gala. He got dropped. He was supposed to be in a couple of movies. He was supposed to be in a movie. Think about Dennis Rodman. They were going to do like a biopic.
Oh, wow.
Dropped him. Oh, dude, it's so bad.
Wow. And, you know, it seems like
careful
from like the dawn of time. You look at all these stories of men that were in powerful places that had just gotten there, or were they climbing to that existence of power. And there was a woman that they were involved with.
This is why I said be careful.
That ended up destroying everything that they did. I mean, even if you look at Adam and Eve, right? She ate the apple.
Here we go.
She ate the apple and fucked all that up.
Here's this week's Bible study.
Right? And then look at Helen of Troy, right? She was with the other dude, and then she went with whatever.
I don't know. That's not the history I enjoy.
What? Oh, well, all that shit, like it all involves women that ended up bringing down their kingdoms and their failures, and because men are driving it one way, and women say, no, you should do it like this. Or they plant all these seeds in their head, and these dumb guys go and do it, and then they fucking end up with nothing. I said it. It was me. My name is Mingo.
You've said it more than once.
G-O.
You know how I said, before I get you in any more trouble, before you get yourself in any more trouble, about my kids not knowing the Jedi mind trick?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure if they do or they don't, but I'm leaning towards they don't.
Okay.
And I know they'll tell me. I'll report back to you next week. My daughter made me laugh the other day because, Jerry Springer died.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that in a second because I was thinking about a couple of things. And you might not know this guy, but one of the judges from Dancing with the Stars died. Len Goodman.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him, but
when that show came out, us as a family would watch it on a weekly basis. It was one of our family shows we'd sit down and watch.
Okay.
So they died like within days of each other.
Right.
And my daughter, she sent us a text saying, I know I'm getting old because these people who are dying, I know who they are.
Yeah, she on point with that.
But Jerry Springer, dude, I remember watching those shows, like sitting there and watching with my homies at the time.
Right.
And it really started making me think. Like, we'd watch Jerry Springer, we watched Maury Povich, and Ricky Lake. Religiously. Every day, we'd make time and make sure we're in front of the TV to watch them.
So there was Ricky Lake, and then who was the lady that followed, or that was on just about the same time as her? She had real tight, curly hair, very, very white. And if you looked at her, you would think, fucking Karen. What was her name? Do you remember?
No. I remember
Sally
Jesse Raphael. She had the red glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one. Sally Jesse Raphael.
Watched her too.
Yeah?
But, dude, it's just amazing how, like I told you last week, we're cutting off our cable, and I think tomorrow is D-Day. DirecTV is done.
Yeah?
And my wife's like, she actually said it this evening, she's like, so that means if we're going to watch something, we're going to watch the commercials too? And I was like, yeah, we're going old school. You know what I'm saying? This will give us time to get up and get something instead of pausing it, getting up and getting it. We'll just do it during the commercials. But again, thinking back, we'd make time to see if this person was the father or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we'd sit there with the commercials.
You finish your cereal, you had to wait. let your milk get a little warm before you go back and put more in.
And you had to watch it because we weren't recording anything. If you want to see how it ended up, I got 15 more minutes.
If you miss it, you had to wait till next season when they do reruns before they put the real one back on, right? Or summer.
Dude, I remember at this point in time, I don't know if we were even 21 yet. Maybe we were, but my buddy Rick and George, and maybe a couple other guys, they had an apartment that they rented in Cathedral City.
Okay.
Near the corner of Day Palm and Dinah Shore, like across from the Field of Dreams area.
Okay.
And so that was like the party house. You know, it was a bachelor pad.
Right.
And, dude, I remember us sitting there, watching these shows, watching talk shows. But, I mean, again, it was Jerry.
Right.
And watching You Are Not the Father.
Right.
And, you know, we were like, ah!
And Jamar, we tested, we got your results back. And the results say, we'll be back in just fuck. They had to come back, and then they reset. They give you clips of what had happened up to that point, and then they go back.
And like, dude, and to make it even funnier is like you'd get up to go do something, and you hear it's back on. You're like, oh my god, you got to hurry up and sit back down.
Right? Fuck. And you know what's funny is like, you know, we have fun. We talk about Ricky Lake and Sally Jesse Raphael and what was the white guy? Maury Povich. They were all okay, but there was only one fucking Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
He was so great at asking the question and then sitting back and letting it all. He was better than, you remember Phil Donahue?
Uh-huh.
That was because he was right before Jerry Springer, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So he had been around a long time.
Yeah.
Do you remember watching? God damn it! I just had it. Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah, he had a good show.
You remember when he got in a fight?
Yeah, with the white supremacists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Geraldo Rivera is this reporter. Do you know who he is? Do you see him every once in a while on like? I know when you're watching the news and you're skipping through those.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, fuck, he's got to be in his 70s by now, right?
At least, yeah. I'm in my 50s.
So he used to be a boxer back in the day too, or some shit, like not like a champion or anything in there. I don't even know if he was fucking Golden Gloves, but he always touted himself like he was like this big boxing champion or whatever. And he had white supremacists on his show, and the white supremacist said something, and fucking Geraldo lost his shit and threw a chair. Oh no, they threw a chair.
They just started fighting, and all of a sudden a chair got thrown,
and they broke Geraldo's nose. Right, that's what it was. And everybody, oh shit, Geraldo, like fucking. But it gave him a lot of cred, I think.
Yeah, actually did.
I don't know who he got cred from, but it gave him a lot of cred.
But you remember before that, he had that show. It was a special because he found Al Capone's vault or some shit like that.
He kind of did like an Unsolved Mysteries kind of thing, right?
Well, it was specifically they found his vault.
Oh, that's right.
And they were going to open it on live TV. And so it was the hour led up to them opening it.
There was nothing in it.
There was nothing in it. Because they had to be real careful on opening it, not to damage anything, because they didn't know what was inside. They couldn't just blow it up. They couldn't just pop the doors open.
Right.
So they had like locksmiths and everything working on it because nobody knew the combination. And it was a flop.
That sounds familiar.
Right? It's talking about something you can't fucking fast forward or rewind through.
Remember that show, Dance Incredible?
Yeah. Remember Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing to watch when you came home from school? What's Happening?
What's Happening?
Good Times?
I don't remember Good Times being on when I got home from school. But I do remember What's Happening.
Right.
And then White Shadow.
White Shadow. Fuck. We're
Shadow.
Old, bro. What did you watch when you got home from school?
Power Rangers.
How dare you?
No?
No. I
Power
would not
Rangers
watch
is cool.
Power
Not even
Rangers.
at that age?
No, I don't think I ever watched Power Rangers and enjoyed it. I don't know. Shit. I remember what I watched like before school. I would watch Family Matters before school. I would watch Phineas and Ferb. I'm trying to remember a bunch of cartoons that I would watch as a kid, like Johnny Bravo.
Oh, wow.
What was the Billy and Mandy?
Okay.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. There was one that was about 3 like spy girls I don't remember what that one was called. Teen Titans, Scooby Doo. Sometimes Flintstones.
When you say Scooby, was it the old Scooby Doo
The
or were
old
they?
school one.
Yeah. The new Scooby Doo sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the guy that does Shaggy's just okay, barely passes.
Yeah.
Should've called me.
Yeah, the old ones were a lot better.
Yeah.
What else?
Did you eat a lot of candy when you were like early high school, middle school? What was your go-to chocolate bar?
You know, this might be hard to believe, but I don't think I necessarily ate a lot of chocolate in high school. I mean, don't get me wrong, chocolate's my shit, but I don't think it was just...
So what was your go-to candy bar? Like if you were gonna have one, you'd be like, all right. I need to
High
go
school was
grab
probably like Twix.
Really?
Yeah.
You?
Twix.
Really?
I like Twix.
You know, I remember having this one candy, and I had forgotten about it for fucking years. And probably within the last year or so, you know, there's that dollar store right around the corner from my work. And man, he was like, hey, dude, I'm going to run over there. Do you want anything? You want like a candy bar or anything? It was after lunch or whatever. I was like, I don't know, dude, just whatever. So he brought one back. He said, hey, do you remember these? It's a fucking whatchamacallit. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Bro.
I seen them.
Those shit are bomb, dog.
They're still for sale.
Yeah, they have another one. It's not called a whatchamacallit. It's a...
What's a who's it?
Is that what it is?
I think so.
That might be it.
What's it called?
Oh, what's a who's it?
And it's got peanut butter.
I never
Oh, it's
heard of
fucking
it.
bomb, dude. So good. I don't know why they just popped into my head to ask that, but we're taking that shit down.
That night at my house, I think it was that night when I had that barbecue for my uncle.
Right?
I think nephew made a drink, a concoction. He likes to mess around with stuff sometimes. And he took the screwball, which is the peanut butter whiskey,
Right?
and cranberry juice, and maybe something else. I don't remember.
I made it like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It tasted like that, but it tasted like something else. And it hit me as soon as I drank it. And I really never ate these when I was little. I just had it like once or twice, and I didn't like it because of the raisins.
Okay.
It was I think it was called the Super Chunk candy bar.
They were like red square, and they were really big and thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like chocolate raisins, maybe peanuts, and that's what that thing tasted like.
Really?
Yeah.
I was never a fan of. Are there goobers that are chocolate covered raisin? No, it's Raisinets, right?
Raisinets, but Goobers is something.
What are goobers? Were they the off brand of like Ike and Mike's?
That I don't know.
Or are they chocolate? Do you remember? Do you know?
I don't think I've ever heard of Goobers.
No. Do you remember Goober and the Great Space Ghost?
No.
The cartoon? Or he was like a hound dog, and when he gets scared, he'd go invisible.
No.
He'd start to shake, and he was gone.
No.
No. Do you remember Jabberjaws? It was like Scooby Doo, but a shark.
Yeah.
Underwater Adventures.
No, I don't.
That was my
remember
I
favorite.
love that. I had that on Boomerang when I was in school.
I used to like the Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Oh yeah.
And Electro Woman and Dino Girl.
Right. The Great Space Coasters.
Yeah, and then the one with the buggy that turned into something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speed Buggy. Right.
Speed buggy? No, it had to be called something else. Like it would turn into like a brand new one, like hyped up.
Yeah, they go Speed Buggy. It was like a purplish color.
No.
No?
It was like orange, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Probably orange and purple. Those were always the colors back in the day.
No. Yeah, it was called Speed Buggy and it was just orange.
Yeah.
Really?
There was...
That's a letdown. I thought it was something else.
So you said, okay, so there was a show in the morning, and it might be on that one that we were talking about, the Great Space Coasters. They would have a news segment, right? There's no ganoos like Gary Ganoos, and it was a goat.
Don't remember.
Don't remember?
No. Can we go back to something we didn't gloss over? But yo, the $6 Million Man was on point.
Perils. Okay.
That was a good show.
I think I preferred the Bionic Woman with Lindsay Wagner.
I think the Bionic Woman, because it came after that one,
Right.
But it did take off more than the $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But those were good shows.
But I think him in with Heather Locklear.
Oh, Magruder?
No.
Fall Guy.
Yes.
Fall Guy.
TJ, what was it? TJ Hunter?
TJ Hooker.
TJ Hooker. There you go.
He had Locklear.
Yeah.
Fall Guy had Heather Thomas.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. She was gorgeous,
Yeah.
bro.
Kind of figured.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Matter of fact, now that I think about it, remember the opening song? It was like one of those saloons.
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
she'd be hanging. Yeah.
the saloon doors.
I forgot all about that until you said it around. I was like, God damn.
I don't know why it hit me.
Oh, that's
He had that
fucking
big old 4x4.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, straight up, man. The Bionic Man was a good show.
It was so, and there was a lot of adventures back then, and it's funny because, you like they had all this like decent writing, right, and they had all these great ideas, and the special effects. Excuse me, what the fuck? The special effects weren't up to par yet with what they wanted to do. Like there was so much left on the table because they couldn't do it yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine that being done now. I'm not saying don't run out and anybody try to fucking remake it, because no. Do something else. But I think that show now would be a totally different show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was a show, it didn't last very long, called The Man from Atlantis. Patrick Duffy.
It was almost like an Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His fingers were webbed. I think his toes were webbed.
Yes.
I thought that I was so young, I don't even remember it that well, but that's something we would watch. I think he had to always be close to water, if not always in the water. A couple of times he'd be on the beach and like a girl would have to throw him back in, type deal.
Ooh, feeling a little parched. Throw me in the water, baby. What else was there? There was a lot of shows like BJ and the Bear.
BJ and the Bear.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That's kind of weird. A truck driver that rolled with a chimpanzee.
Yeah, with a monkey. All right. Okay.
Yeah, kid.
But nobody ever thought about that. There's a fucking Greg Evigan and a fucking monkey, and everybody was cool with it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna drive across country and
with
fuck
a monkey.
shit up.
And yo, where's the monkey going to the bathroom? Stuff like that.
Right, because in the shows, nobody ever stopped to go to the bathroom or eat or anything else.
Oh my God, that must have been such a dumb show if you were to watch it now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would understand. Like, why this guy got a monkey with him?
Good times.
Would you ever think about being a truck driver?
Hell no.
Like, could you cross the country back and forth with?
I would end up fighting somebody within a day.
You think so? Did you just lose your mind? People cutting you off. And
I have
shit?
little patience when it comes to driving.
But yo, they make dollars.
Yeah, they make a shit ton of money, dude. Yeah.
I mean, they have to because they're way so long, but they make long dollars.
Yeah, dude, one trip across country about $7,000, $8,000 cost a couple weeks. Maybe not even that. But you sit here in California, you think, oh yeah, I could drive. But when it starts to snow, and you got to drive through all the snow,
Ice Road Truckers.
Yeah, right. Could you do that?
That was a good show too. Fuck no.
Could you do that?
Dude, I can't drive more than 4 hours.
And you can't drive more than 10 minutes.
I know, dude. Scary.
Dude, I can't drive more than 4 hours in the middle of the day. I get too tired.
You know what's funny is I used to drive days on end and not. I could go.
Maybe that's why.
Sleep half an hour and go and do it all again the next day for weeks on end. And now I get a full night's rest and fall asleep before I hit Banning.
Before you hit Cabazon.
Yeah. Ooh, we got to pull over. I got to get some snacks. I got to, if I don't have a bag with like sunflower seeds and fucking peanuts and
a bottle of soda, a bottle of water.
I'm not going to get it. And then now I'll drink the soda and the water. And then if I'm in Banning, by the time I hit Beaumont, I got to pee. So you're fucked, bro. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Take full advantage of your young age and enjoy every bit of it and do all that.
I do the same shit now.
Crazy one.
Dude, when I was driving up to Santa Margarita to go camping up there,
right?
Dude, by hour and a half, I'm like, hey, you guys gotta call me every hour to keep me company for at least a half hour, or I'll be fucking out.
But you know what's funny is, do they even sell no-dos anymore?
It's called 5 Hour Energy now. It's the same thing.
No.
Dose.
They used to have these capsules. They used to call them crosstops. Remember? You'd have no-dos and crosstops because
crosstops. I do remember something like that.
They would sell them, and there were these white capsules, powdered capsules that were about that big,
like Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, but Alka-Seltzer was about the size of a quarter. These were probably like the size of a nickel or a dime, but kind of thick. And they would call them crosstops because they obviously had a cross on the top. But you would take 2 of those, and you were golden.
Wired.
Golden for about 45 fucking minutes. You down a whole bottle before midnight.
Tell you what, man, that 5 Hour Energy works.
It does. Me.
It works for me.
I'd probably be better off doing like cocaine or
like an adult.
Yeah, like a fucking man.
Dude, my wife was watching a show, and just the cocaine reference reminded me of it. These 2 rich guys hired these 2 prostitutes, and
prostitutes and cocaine go hand in hand.
Well, because they had a little baggie,
right.
Like, okay. So they paid for, let's say, 2 hours. The 2 hours was up.
Okay.
But because they were up on the coke, the dudes were like, let's still party. And the girls were like, if you willing to pay. So one of the guys goes, how much for the rest of the night? And they gave him, it was like $5,000 each.
God damn.
Yeah. And so dude was like, you take Apple Pay? And she goes, we take Apple Pay, we take Venmo, we take Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, and we even take PayPal for all you old guys. And I was like, dog, I use PayPal.
I was going to say, you were good. You're like,
exactly. Dude, what's wrong with PayPal?
PayPal is like the Facebook of money apps.
No.
Yes.
It's like the MySpace.
No. Because MySpace is gone. Facebook is for old folks now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, you're on it all the time?
No, I'm on TikTok all the time.
But dude,
okay, Mr. Hip.
How does PayPal... I mean, it's an app, just like every other app.
People use that mainly for business.
And then they went to Venmo, and then Venmo, it was too slow. And then Zelle came out. And
it was immediate.
Done. It's over.
How's Venmo too slow?
Well, because you send it, and you send it to Venmo, and then I got to go to Venmo and have it sent to my bank, or I leave it in Venmo. So that's way too many. Say, just fucking Zelle it, Jimmy. Come right to me. Why be bullshitting?
Okay, you're right. But same thing with PayPal. I send it to your PayPal account, and you got to transfer it to your bank.
Yeah, but your PayPal account is not my phone number. PayPal account, what is it? Oh, it's Mingo, blah, 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 whatever, whatnot.
It's your email address. That's easier than Venmo. Venmo, that you come up with some name. Mingo-924J. Anyways, I use PayPal. There ain't nothing wrong with PayPal.
Because you're old.
You keep using PayPal.
And your customers pay you through PayPal, right?
I got some, yes.
How old are they?
Pretty old?
No.
Fuck, Tony, this app works great. Where'd you find it? How many of your customers...
Hey, can you friend me on Facebook while you're at it?
None.
They already all had it?
No, I give them all the option, and they choose what they want to pay with.
How many of them write
You know
no
what?
check still?
They probably choose PayPal for you.
I'm surprised they don't just write checks.
I still get about probably write out a check, maybe 10 to 12. Checks automatically sent, like automatic payment. Yeah, that's still a lot.
So you still go to the bank with all your checks. You don't just sit and take pictures of them all, right?
Yeah, because you have to do it individually.
Yeah, that would take you.
Yeah,
I can see that. All right, I'll give you credit.
And not only that, when you got to do it not only do you have to take obviously the photo individually, each check is a deposit in its own. So if I got 20, my statement has just for that day is like 20 deposits.
So you wasted all kinds of papers. Ooh-wee.
It's just when you're trying to reconcile your account, it's just
too much of a pain.
Yeah.
Got you. So what else did you do during the hiatus? Anything?
Not really.
And didn't you go somewhere else?
No.
So
I went to a Journey concert.
How was that?
That was actually pretty good.
And you went to right here to Acrisure, right?
Yes, sir.
How's the sound system in there?
It's perfect.
Really?
Everything about it was perfect. I don't believe there's any bad seats because it's so small.
Right.
The actual ice, they cover it. There's seating there. Mm-hmm. However, the last quarter of that area facing. It's like the big mixing boards and stuff.
Right.
So when I say I don't think there's any bad seats, I don't know if they have people sitting behind them like the traditional rink seats.
Right.
So if there are, then they got some bad seats.
They usually do. They usually have people sitting behind that.
But again, not a lot of people.
Did they sell out?
Yes.
Really?
So it's like, again, not, it's manageable. Okay, so Toto opened for them. Okay. Now you got to remember, Journey. This tour is their 50th.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so they've been a band for 50 years.
Wow.
Now, Toto's probably in the same boat. So they came out. They played a couple of songs, and they were like, and that's after a couple songs. The singer talks to the crowd, thanks everybody for coming. And he goes, this is the last night of our tour. We're happy to be ending in Palm Desert. And, the crowd goes crazy. We've been on the road, and they're, they keep saying how they're on tour. And yeah, we've been on tour since February. And my wife and I look at each other, we're like, February? This is May, February, March, April. You've been on the road for 4 months. What are you complaining about? You know what I'm saying? I get it that you're old.
They're like 80 years old.
But still, come on. 4 months? You're tripping.
That's a long time to be living in a bus.
They don't live on a bus no more. They ain't starting out. They're getting hotel rooms.
There was no Toto bus out there?
No.
Their tour dates aren't that close together, is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't know, but
they all drove there?
you're thinking they're on the road for a year or two, and they've been on the road for 4 months. This is a reunion tour, 50th anniversary tour. They've been on tour since February. Come on, stop.
That's a long time when you're 80.
Yeah, yes, it is.
That's a quarter of a year.
Okay, I get it. But, again, you were just expecting it to be a little longer the way they made it sound.
Yeah. I guess the way they make it sound, you'd expect it a little bit more.
So, while the concert's going, my wife points down, remember that mixing board I was telling you about?
Right.
Okay, so she points down towards it, and she goes, look, they got an interpreter. So now I'm looking down, and it's dark, but yet there's all the way down there you can see a spotlight on somebody doing sign language. So now I'm fixated on this, because now I'm thinking, oh, that's fucked up, people can't hear and they got a sign language, and now I'm thinking, are there actual deaf people down there watching? Is it being televised? All these things are going through my head because I feel bad now, but I'm watching them. I'm not watching the band. I'm watching this guy, right? So they're doing the sign language. Now Toto got a song called "Hold the Line." Okay.
Okay.
During this song, the lyric is "Hold the line, love isn't always on time," right?
Okay.
So I'm watching them, expecting to know what moves they're gonna make. Yeah. So I'm expecting when they say love isn't always on time, I'm expecting the interpreter to put his fingers together and make the loop, make the heart, and then love isn't, and like say no with his finger, and then point to his wrist like his watch, but they didn't do that. So now I'm thinking, well, that's dumb. Why don't they do this? Love isn't always on time, because then I can understand what they're saying too.
Well, you shouldn't be looking at that.
You are so entitled that you think that ASL should be catered to someone who understands the words in English.
The problem is, Tony, the reason why that happens is because you don't have white privilege.
But I'm thinking, you know how we in society we use words that make no sense on what it means anymore.
Right.
Like stop the cap, stop lying.
Right.
Okay, cap. How's that a lie all of a sudden? But okay, it is what it is. So a heart can now mean love in sign language. Right? No. Pointing at your wrist can mean the time. So love and with your finger saying no, meaning isn't always on time. So again, I'm expecting him to do this. After watching him for like 3 times, I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna do it.
Did you go talk to him after the concert? Correct his errors? Are you gonna write a strongly worded letter?
But initially, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Initially. The band was playing, and they have 2 screens on either side of them. And the screens weren't that big. You could see better on the screen than the band. But still, I was like, man, them screens should have been bigger. I'm like,
Here's my question. If you're deaf enough to need an interpreter, why are you going to a concert? Just throwing it out there.
For the experience, man. Don't come down on the deaf people.
I'm not. It's a legitimate question.
They feel the music.
Again, so why do they need the interpreter?
To see exactly what they're saying. To go with the feeling.
Well, it's not like they just picked up fucking Toto's album yesterday.
The interpreter is a member of Toto. That's their singer. See, you just being mean now.
I'm not. I'm asking legitimate questions.
That's their singer. They could feel the music with the instrument.
But is it really singing?
To them, it is.
Because he's just moving his fingers. Does he move his fingers more intensely because he's singing, or is it still the same?
You know what? In all actuality, like I've seen some interpreters, and they really get into it, especially like rap music and stuff.
Right.
I've seen there's a lady. Apparently, yeah, she really gets into it.
Yeah. So it's more along that. I guess that kind of question is like, so, but why is it like, okay, if you're gonna go, I guess if you're going to church and they have the interpreter up there for you, that's one thing. But if you're gonna go see Toto, or you're gonna go see Ice Cube, or you're gonna go see Metallica, you know the fucking music already. And what does it matter what the words are? You're never gonna hear them anyways.
See what? And you live with this guy.
I'm poor. What do you want?
But it makes sense, right? Tony, do you speak Spanish?
Barely.
So barely. Would you go see a fucking Mexican singer?
Not by choice, but I would. I have.
And then would somebody have to be sitting next to you telling you he's saying that he loved her?
They're probably not saying it like that. Right. They're probably saying the lyrics.
You think they're kind of singing it with him?
Yes.
I love you so much. But how hard would that be in Spanish?
Well, you're not singing the lyrics. You're saying the lyrics so that they understand what the person is singing.
It's just like subtitles. Come on. If you're watching a foreign film and you got the subtitles.
See, but here's the fucked up part about subtitles. Is subtitles, if you're watching it, they say intense music. If you're deaf, you don't know what intense or music sounds like.
How do you know what's intense?
Or dramatic music.
How do you know it's...
That's if you were born deaf. You might have gone deaf and then you remember what it was.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
But maybe not.
But even then, you don't know how intense it is.
Yeah.
Because we were just
It
talking
could be
about,
slightly intense. It could be very intense.
it could have been somebody went deaf the week before fucking Rocky came out and Eye of the Tiger came on and they can't fucking enjoy the intensity of it because they've never heard it.
See, then there's happy intense. There's angry, evil, dark intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not winning me over.
I'm just saying. I don't think there's
anybody that can go to the concert or wants to go to the concert.
Yeah, I'm not saying
spend your money how you want.
You're just being mean.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't go. I'm just saying there's no need for an interpreter. Or explain to me.
You should bring your own interpreter.
Exactly. You know what we need to do is build an app that will do it for you.
Well, don't say it on here. Now it's gone.
I take it back. We're good.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunately not how that works.
Any final words, Sebastian?
Nah, I'm good.
Let me finish this concert.
Oh, I thought that was it.
No.
You got 5 minutes.
There you go.
So the screens could have been a little bigger.
Okay.
Now, when Toto ended, and they were changing over for Journey, their big ass Toto banner came down, and that's where the big screen was. You follow what I'm saying? Because they only took up the first half of the stage.
Okay.
So behind them were the instruments for Journey, so they had a big ass banner. So when that came down, you saw the bigger drum set with the bigger screen and all the bigger stuff. So Journey, they played, great show. I went to the bathroom a few times during their new songs, which a lot of guys did. Luis, my buddy who we went with, we didn't sit with them. He bought me a shirt, which was nice of him. I appreciate it. Yeah, but he bought me a large.
Ooh.
Right? And he's drunk, right? He's wearing his. He bought one for himself. And so he bought it for me. I was like, oh, nice. And I look at the tag. It was large. I was like, man, thank you. And I threw it over my shoulder. So we walk out. And he's like, dude, put it on. I wanted us to take a picture. And I was like,
he did that shit on purpose.
And so, I put it on over my shirt. Now, it was tight.
Snug.
It was snug. But it wasn't like crazy, which surprised me.
You didn't look like a beat up piece of chorizo.
No.
Okay.
So I went from a 2XL. I'm now a regular XL.
Okay.
Remember how we were just talking about my trips and how I wasn't my normal self?
Right.
Because, my XLs are starting to feel a little tight. So now I got to get back to, because I'm not going back to 2XL.
Right.
I got to stay at XL. So I was surprised that this large was fitting. So I put it on, took the picture. I just kept it on. And remember, I put it on over the shirt I was already wearing.
Right.
So cut me some slack. So we go out, and dude, when you leave the arena, there was 10 carts of they were making bacon wrapped hot dogs, drinks, which surprised me that the arena lets them do this.
Right.
But they were like in a row, like trying to call you over, boom, boom, boom. And Luis was like, and I wasn't hungry. My old lady wasn't hungry, but Luis was like, no, we're going to get hot dogs. We're getting hot dogs. I'll pay for them, boom, boom, boom. We were like, okay, we didn't want to, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So he went to one cart, and my wife and I went to one cart. Him and his wife were at one cart. I was at another cart. So they were like, okay, you want everything? And, they're hooking it up real fast. They're talking fast. And I was like, all right, how much is it? $20. I was like, damn. For
For
two hot dogs? I was like, wow.
Bacon wrapped, right?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The smell was good. It was good. I'm not going to deny it.
Right.
Dude, they know what they're doing. People coming out, been drinking. They're hungry.
They're going to get it.
It was good. I ain't going to lie. So, ended the night, went home. As soon as we got home, Mole goes, she goes, you look like a kid in that shirt with that, wearing the tight clothes these days. I'm like, are you being serious right now? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh man, you bursting my bubble.
That's fucking hilarious. She said, pull up your shirt and do the what is it? Shuffle? Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. I felt so bad that I took a picture of myself wearing it and I sent it to the kids. And I was like, yo, do I really look, And they were like, no, you don't look bad. I said, well, your mom said this. And they're like, nah, she's just being mean. I was like, all right, thank you. Hold on.
Kids be lying? You're going to have to send it to me so I can put it on the...
No. That shirt don't look tight on me.
Send it to yourself while you got the phone.
Yeah, it doesn't look tight on you.
You see what I'm saying?
But it is if you'd have got it from like a side photo, they might be a little more tighter. But it doesn't even look like it's stretching that tight over your tummy.
And again, I'm wearing another shirt under it. You got to remember. That's us eating them hot dogs. You can put that up there if you want, on there.
Now, on this one with a hot dog in your hand, no, I'm just fucking with you.
But overall, it was a good concert. It's it's perfect. It's 20 minutes from the house. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people. Bathrooms are clean.
I'm telling you, dude. Like, when in your lifetime did you think, fuck, I'm gonna be able to see some big ass bands halfway to Coachella here?
Yeah, exactly.
Never would I thought there'd be a venue like that here.
Dog, yep.
That's good shit.
And now next is Kiss. Got Kiss tickets already. And then Madonna in January.
Wow. Madonna in January?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Is that one already all sold out? Probably, huh?
That I don't know.
All the fucking Valley girls that were here fucking... Oh my God. You gotta go see Madonna. Some white girls cursing me out somewhere right now.
I think I'm going to go to that power trip in October.
Dog, you know how much those tickets are?
Yep.
Power to you then.
$650, something like that?
Yep.
That's crazy.
But dude, that's my wheelhouse of music, though.
Yeah, nothing like that's going to come here again.
Ozzy, Metallica, GNR's okay.
Who's the other band?
AC/DC and Tool.
I'd go for AC/DC and Metallica.
Yeah.
Probably be about the only ones, but it's like in October or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's out at the Polo Grounds?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cold as fuck.
Not when you're moshing. You'll be all right.
It's going to be cold as fuck. That's crazy. Right on. Well, good. We'll see what we can do and try to help you out with it. Maybe throw in a little bit for your birthday.
Nah, don't worry about it.
He is son of the year with that wand.
Hey, you mind your family. I got mine where I need them right now. Any final words, Sebastian?
Nah, I'm good.
Tony, birthdays?
Yeah.
Shout-outs?
I got a new buddy. His name's Jaime. He turns 37 this Friday the 12th.
All right.
So happy birthday, Jaime, new listener.
Happy birthday, Jaime.
Monday the 15th, my Uncle Domingo, who we were just talking about.
Right.
His 19th year wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So 19 years ago, we were in New York for his wedding. My kids were little. That was a fun time.
Right on.
So happy anniversary.
Congratulations.
Also on the 15th, Monday, my brother-in-law Juan turns 66. My kid's
The one that just
godfather.
retired, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
66. So happy birthday, Juan. And Sunday, my apologies, but
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. So my wife, My mom, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy
My goddaughter Erica, happy Mother's Day. My nieces, Christina, Jackie, Melissa, happy Mother's Day. Eva, my sister-in-law, happy Mother's Day.
Marta, Desi.
Happy Mother's Day.
Sorry, I know it's Des. My mom.
Happy Mother's Day. My other grandma, happy Mother's Day.
My sister Corey.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
My sister-in-law, happy Mother's Day. Ain't my kids, but happy birthday. Happy Mother's Day.
That's all.
What about me? I don't get no happy Mother's Day?
No.
I get both. Happy Father's Day and Mother's Day, right?
Do you?
You don't want the mom roll?
I got it.
No.
Happy Mother's Day, Mingo.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Tony.
All right, man.
Good looking out.
Word up. You keep a nice household. There
Thank
you go.
I try. You know what I mean? Do my best. This is... All right, cool. Hey, love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.